Hey guys, so today we have my Shop My Stash update. I do these videos every 2 to 3 weeks and it's where we go through my collection and kind of shop my collection together and pick out some products that I want to rediscover, that I want to get some use out of. So what we're going to do first is go through the basket of products that I had for the last 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to share some thoughts on these, some looks that I created, as well as the demo of today's look where I used almost everything except 2 of the products. But I'll give you kind of like my review of all these products, and then we'll go through my collection and pick out a new set of items. So the first thing that was in my basket over the last 2 weeks that I really enjoyed was the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. It says SPF 40 in it. It's kind of a light to medium coverage, really liquidy, serumy foundation. I am wearing this today, and I shared in my recent favorites and fails video that I've been loving pairing this with a matte sunscreen. So today I have it over the Bliss Blockstar sunscreen, which is a great kind of like pore filling, blurring, mattifying sunscreen and kind of a primer in one. And this wears beautifully on top of that. This is very glowy on its own, but with that matte sunscreen underneath, they kind of balance each other out really beautifully. And the wear time is great. This is like, out of my whole collection, I think this is probably my favorite foundation for the summer specifically. I just love how breathable and flexible it feels on my skin. I feel like there's not much left in here because whenever I shake it, I don't hear anything. Maybe it's always been like that though. I don't know. I'm starting to have the feeling that this is running low, so maybe I'll use this up at some point this year. We'll see. But thoroughly enjoying this. I have the shade ST3 Balos, by the way. Another product I had in my basket was the Soul Body Bronzing Balm. This is another favorite, and especially a summer favorite. Such a great cream bronzer formula. You get a huge amount in here too. But I definitely have a bit of a dip going on in here now after having it in my basket for the last little while. I apply it with a brush. It blends in beautifully. Really enjoyed having that in the basket for this rotation. I also have one of my favorite cream blushes in here, the LYS Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Kindness. Beautiful, like corally, pinky peach color. I also feel like this, I was trying to open it from the wrong corner. I also feel like this blush and this bronzer go together really well. They do both have kind of like a satin matte finish once they set. They don't stay tacky on your skin like some cream products do, so I feel like these two actually play really well together. I didn't plan that at all when I chose them for the basket. I just like both of these products individually, but it turns out they work together really well, and I feel like even the undertones just kind of blend into each other really nicely. So loving both of those. I did have my Hourglass Diffused Light powder in here. This is a mini. I'm wearing this today. It's kind of like a setting powder. I know this isn't really meant to be a setting powder. It's more of a finishing powder, but I just used it to lightly set kind of the T-zone of my face. I did use a different powder on my under eyes, the CoverGirl Clean Fresh. This isn't the kind of powder I'm gonna reach for when I want my makeup to feel like it's like really been set and like mattified. That's not really what this is for, but it's more just meant as like a finishing powder. To be honest, I don't feel like it's anything that special. I prefer other powders over it, but because I have it, I just wanted to make sure that I used it because it had been a while since I reached for it. So I'll probably eventually put this into a project pan to finish it, but you know, it's just whatever to me. One of the products that I'm not wearing today, but I did want to give you my updated thoughts on, is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I also kind of shared my updated thoughts in my Makeup Under $5 roundup video, and what I've concluded is that this shade is just too deep for me. This is the shade Be My Highlight. This is confusing because a lot of people who are around my skin tone have said that this is not too dark for them, and I know like Taylor Wynn is also very fair-skinned and she loves this highlighter, but I know she also self-tans a lot, so maybe that's why it works better for her. But some people also said that they have this same shade and it like theirs is lighter than mine, so maybe they changed the formula, I don't know, but this shade is just too dark of a highlighter for me. I mean, when I actually am self-tan today for the first time in like 2 years, so go figure. But I mean, actually it might work for me now that I'm self-tanned, but the base of it is just darker than my natural skin tone, so it just ends up looking kind of shadowy on my skin, just not quite right. So it's unfortunate because I do really like the finish of this. It's a nice, smooth, subtle, not too blingy highlighter, really pretty. I can see why so many people love it, but unfortunately it's just, I think this is probably going to be decluttered for my collection. I also put my Flower Jungle Lights palette into the basket this rotation. I love this palette so much. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and I did a very simple like 3-color look today, and then I pulled in a couple of mattes from the new Urban Decay Naked Sin palette, but I started out by putting this like reddish coral in the outer corner of my eye, and I just used my fingers to apply these, Then I took this kind of medium golden shade called Amazon in the center of the lid, and then this light champagne gold called Paradise in the inner third of the lid. That's it. I just took a small crease brush and blended the edges of that. I took a little bit of the shade Bad Habit from that Urban Decay Naked Sin palette to set my brow bone. Then I took Boring, that's what it's called, this matte beige color, a little bit of that in my crease and also on the lower lash line just for some soft definition. So that is the eye look today. Another look that I did the other day, I did film an Instagram reel of that look. I'm not sure if it's up yet, but it will be soon, where I had the shade, this is one of my favorite shades in here, the shade Wild, this light purple all over my lid. And then I used my Anastasia Norvina palette for the rest of the look. And I did take a little bit of this lightest shade in here in the inner corner. So that was a really fun, like kind of soft, like purpley mauve look. I don't wear purple that often on my eyes, but I actually did really like how that look turned out. And I do really like this kind of light purple on my skin tone. I just think it's a beautiful shade and a great just everyday color too. Like that shade by itself does just make a great one shadow look. I've always loved that kind of color. Just like a light mauvey lavender. So pretty. And then the third look that I did, I also filmed for my Instagram reels, and that was the look that I was wearing in my sunscreen roundup video. But that was one of my favorite looks to do with this palette, and I just had that coral shade all over the lid. Essentially just a one shadow look, and then again, some of that lightest shade in the inner corner. And then I used my Revolution liquid liner in the shade Sky Blue, which was also in my makeup basket, for a winged liner. I love that juxtaposition of the blue and coral together. I thought about doing that again today, just for the sake of using this one more time, but I just kind of liked the way that this look was working without any colorful eyeliner, so I just decided to leave it. Especially, I just like the way it goes with my shirt and everything. So I just decided to keep it simple and skip the eyeliner today, but this is such a fun color. I love this kind of cobalt blue, one of my favorite colors to wear on my eyes. So then the lip product that I rolled in my basket was the e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain in the shade Coral Cutie. This is what I have on my lips right now. As you can see, I've only had this on for like maybe 10 minutes, but as I've been talking, the glossiness has definitely pretty much worn off, and it's now just kind of like a very sheer wash of this orangey coral color. I've mentioned before, this definitely doesn't work that well as a lip stain. Like the stain just does not stick around for very long at all. Maybe some of the other shades in the line are better at staining your lips, but this shade in particular just doesn't really last. But I still really enjoyed reaching for this rotation because it's just a comfy product. It's kind of fun to apply. It feels like it has almost like a cold sensation on your lips. Not like a minty feeling, but just literally feels cold in a very nice, refreshing way. It's very thin, almost just kind of watery on your lips, and I just enjoy applying it. I definitely found myself reapplying it quite a bit just to keep that color on there, but I also just really like this color this time of year. It's just fun, bright, puts me in a good mood. So I enjoyed this, even though I don't necessarily recommend it if you're looking for like a true lip stain. It's still kind of a nice, fun product. Okay, I turned my ring light on because it's getting very dark, but the last product to update you on was this Makeup Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray. I actually had this in the past 2 rotations just because the first time I think I only used it once, and I really just wanted to form an opinion on this product because I've had it for a while and I still was just figuring it out. So I am happy to report I do finally have some findings to share with you. So what I've determined about this setting spray, I don't like the experience of spraying this on my face. First of all, it has a really strong scent. It smells like hairspray, but like not even a good smelling hairspray. And the mister itself, it's not like the Morphe continuous setting mist where when you press down the nozzle, it just gives you a continuous mist. You have to keep pushing the nozzle over and over again to keep the product coming out. So they might as well just put this in a regular bottle. I don't really see the point of having it in this type of bottle. And also the spritzes are just very like strong and aggressive, and so I have to hold it really far from my face, but then I still feel like I get like kind of an uneven spray. And it also does give you kind of like that tight feel where it does feel like it sets your makeup and kind of locks it in, but it feels very tight and dry. I did notice that because I did a couple of days where I just had this on one side of my face to see, you know, if there was any difference by the end of the day. I did notice a slight oil controlling effect with this. So the side of my face that did have it on, it was a little bit less shiny by the end of the day. Now, I'm not that oily to begin with, so I'm not sure how this would work for extremely oily skin. Sometimes by the end of a hot day, I will have some shine happening on my face, and I did notice just a little bit of a difference with this. So it might be an okay setting spray to check out if you are looking for something that really does feel like it locks your makeup in and it has a little bit of like a oil controlling property to it. I do feel like I notice somewhat of a difference with this, and I don't normally notice huge differences between kind of long wear setting sprays, so not a bad product overall as far as the performance goes, but I just really do not enjoy applying this to my face. If you can get past those things, I might recommend it to you, but otherwise, I'm not loving it. That's everything that was in my basket for the last 2 weeks, a nice like early summer basket. But I'm excited to go ahead and pick some new products, so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so let's start by picking out a palette. I feel like for the last few rotations I've been picking drugstore palettes, and I'm gonna pick another drugstore palette because this is where I have a lot of my fun, colorful shades. And for this rotation, I want to pull out my ColourPop Miss Bliss palette. Like I said, I've really been into coral shades. This has a lot of those, but I like how these are all very muted and just like soft pastels, and that's really what I've been more into lately. I've just been more in the mood for like soft, light colors as opposed to really bright colors, so this is the palette I'm gonna pull in, and I think this will also go really well with my Pan Those eyeshadows. So here we have my lip drawer. This is a new product to me, but I think this is what I'm gonna pull in. This is the Bite Lip Crayon in the shade Stinger. It's a really like fiery coral red color, and I think that will go really cute with the Miss Bliss palette. I'm picturing like a very soft, yellowy, peachy eye with this lip color. I think that would be really cute. So that needs to happen this rotation. So that's our lip, and then now going into some of my cheek products, I think I want to pull in my e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Cheeky. This is a very like soft, light peach color. I think that'll go perfectly with Miss Bliss. And it's just a blush I've been wanting to get more use out of recently. I feel like it's a great shade for this time of year. So let's bring that one in. Let's see, for highlight, I think I'm gonna pull in good old Becca Champagne Pop. I do have the liquid one in my project pan, but I've just been kind of itching to reach for this powder version lately. I love this highlighter. I've loved it for years now. It's such a good one. And it has a nice peachy undertone, so I think it'll go with my current peach obsession. I think I'm not going to pull in a bronzer just because I really wanna make some progress on my project pan bronzer right now. So I don't feel like I need to put a bronzer into my makeup basket right now. I will, let's see, I'm just gonna put my CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder back in. I'm kind of trying to use this up. As you can see, I have massive pan. Actually wondering, as you guys know, I am moving in a month, and I'm actually wondering if I could potentially finish this before the move. That would be awesome. So the pan has been expanding rapidly, so I think I'm just gonna try to use this every day and see just how much progress I can make between now and my next Shop My Stash update. For cream products, I think I am going to grab my Oma Double Take Sculpt and Strobe stick in the shade White Pearl. I've really been falling back in love with this lately. It's a great cream contour and highlight duo, and I don't know, I've just been in the mood to use it lately, so let's roll that in as well. Next we have my base drawer, and I think I'm gonna roll in my CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. This is a nice, like, kind of lightweight, dewy foundation. I've been especially loving, like, lighter coverage, dewy foundations lately, so, and I don't have much of this left, so I don't think I'm gonna finish it in the next month, but I do just want to give it some love over the next couple weeks. A concealer I've really been into lately, this is the Urban Decay Stay Naked concealer. I just have the mini of this. I have been loving this. This has great, like, medium coverage, but it's very smoothing and just very natural looking. Been loving it. So let's roll that in as well. Okay, so that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 products. I want to pull in one more thing, and that is an eyeliner from NYX. This is the NYX Epic Wear liner stick in the shade Orange Zest. I haven't worn this yet. I've had it for a couple months. I've been kind of saving it for the summertime when I get really into these colors, so I think this will be really cute. I'm actually picturing like even just a look with no eyeshadow and just this worn as a winged liner. Maybe that coral lip, I think that might be cute. I also think this will go really well with that Miss Bliss palette. So yeah, let's give this some use this rotation as well. And that is going to do it for this rotation. What a great little summer basket. I'm excited for these juicy, peachy, corally orange tones. Very excited to dig into this stuff. So that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll also leave my makeup basket playlist link down below if you want to watch more videos like this. But otherwise, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. And I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye.